left.
Kevon, you were on the 15-win team a couple of years back. Jordan just called it a blessing in disguise for this squad. Would you characterize it the same way?
I wouldn't call it a blessing in disguise, but I wouldn't say it was needed. But you got to take on that challenge that come with that. Young guy. I guess for guys like him, he was able to play a lot. Get that experience, that game experience. We was able to get a high pick out of it, so get James. So that's great for our future and for our team. But that was a tough year for a lot of guys. But I think we built on that. We took that. We remember those hard times, and I think those making it here that much sweeter.
What do you remember about Draymond from that season? Because I imagine my man was struggling.
Yeah, I think it was a struggle for everybody. He was frustrated. He was one of the only guys that was even healthy enough to play, and he was doing his best job of leading that group. He's a winner, like the definition of a winner. So I know for him to be losing like that was tough, but he still came into work every day. He came and practiced hard. He was tough on the young guys, on Jordan and other guys that we had to develop them, and. He was still a great leader. He still laid that foundation. Even though that we're losing, that we're going to turn this thing around. So he was a great leader during that time.
Thank you.
Second question.
Hey, Kevon, you've seen so many versions of this team since you've been here. What do you think makes Bob Myers such a great and successful general manager?
I think his ability to not just get talent, but just to get talent that fits not just our playing style, but our culture of the locker room. It's tough to do that sometimes. Since I've been here, we always had guys that fit what we do on and off the court. I never had somebody on our team that we felt like was a bad teammate or he wasn't a great locker room guy. And I think Bob does a great job of knowing our team and knowing who will fit in, who won't. Sometimes a guy can be really talented, but he still can come in and he just don't fit in with what we do. And I think they do a great job of finding guys that fit. I know adding a guy like Otto Porter and Belly in years past, adding a Verjao or Jonas Jerebko and guys like that might not be household names, or a D West that come in and they just fit our culture and they just embrace what we do.
And speaking of that culture, obviously everyone talks about the veterans with Steph, Clay, Draymond, etc. But how rewarding and how advantageous is it to have guys like Leandro Barbosa, Zaza, and Sean Livingston still around you guys so much on an almost daily basis?
It's been great, having those guys there to, being a part of the coaching staff and being in the front office. They just add that championship DNA, and that they still are extension of the culture that we're trying to build and things like that. They're great role models and great veterans for our young guys, for our veterans that's playing now. They still can go talk to and lean on, and they've been great for us all year. LB he's been even playing a lot and being a scout team. He probably still go out there and get some buckets if we needed them. But just having those guys like that have that much experience and that much wealth of knowledge that you can go ask and talk to whenever you want, it's been great for us and great for our young guys.
Two more questions. One on the right.
Yes, Steph, Clay, and Draymond, they have like the 3 highest winning percentages in playoff history.
Right.
What do you think it just says about the legacy, and they're still building on this? And you guys are still building on this right now.
Yeah. I think this shows, how special of a trio they are, that they're able to win under different circumstances, different teams, different eras, different styles of play. When they first won it, the NBA was a lot different. The way the style of play was a lot different for them. They kind of changed the game, and I always joke with Draymond, how he just revolutionized the big man spot, kind of got rid of the power forward position, kind of, and so them guys are the definition of winners. I think they're gonna remember it as winners. They're gonna have their individual accolades, but I think they're mostly gonna be remembered as being dominant and winning. And not being even highly touted. They're not high draft picks, all of them. They're not like All-Americans or different things like that, but they came in and changed the NBA.
Last question up front.
Kevon, Omi Hasek, ESPN. Two quick questions. The first one, can you take me back to training camp or maybe the first offseason workout? What was your first impression of Kuminga? And what do you think he has learned in this postseason run, kind of being thrown into the fire, but then also having to kind of like wait his turn?
No, first playing with him, I learned that he was a freakish athlete. Sometimes they tell you a guy is athletic, but in the NBA, everybody's athletic. But he's one of those like different type of athletes where now you talk about guys like the best athletes in the NBA. When Andre was at his peak, his athleticism. Guys like LeBron and of those things, he's had that type of athleticism. You can see that really fast. And for him to be that young and be that strong, and I was actually kind of shocked about his feel for the game. I thought, a young guy, he was just gonna come in and just be, wild, gunning and shooting shots. But he actually had a great feel and a great IQ for the game. That was kind of surprised me. And this postseason, it's been up and down. Steve likes to give everybody opportunity, and he uses different guys for different series. So for some guys, that can be tough, and I think he's just learning the ways of the NBA. Being ready when you're called on. He's gonna have a bright future in this league. He's gonna be a cornerstone for this team, but he's just been learning how to wait his turn. And when his number is called on, come in and make an impact. I think he's a guy that we can rely on, and I've just been proud of his progress throughout the year. From game one to now, I think he's been made a tremendous jump.
Thanks, come on.